I'm the editor for Wild Eyed Press. We're a small publishing company that's been going since 2009 in southwest Western Australia. We're situated in Nannup. We operate as an independent publishing house, so we have authors who send in their manuscripts and I read a lot. And we also have illustrators who send in their portfolios, of which I look at them all, and some that I keep as reference. And then we select our manuscripts for our publishing list from there. Each year we try to publish 4 children's picture books. We have been PAL listed by Squibby, that's the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators, which is an international organisation, and it just means that we offer industry standard contracts to our authors and illustrators. We follow through with really good distribution and sales for our authors and illustrators, and yeah, we keep the books out in circulation for a long time. So our whole philosophy is that we work with Australia's natural environment. And the thought process behind that is if children have a really fantastic, engaging experience with the natural environment through reading, that they will develop an interest in it, and then that interest will develop to a rapport, and then that will foster the willingness to look after the natural environment in the future. So that's embedded into all of our books. However, we do target particular aspects each time we do a printing round. So for example, these 4 books that we have here, Can I Come to Eliza Lou, Beyond Our Garden Gate, Dilly Dally All Day Long, and Lila's Fairy Friend. They're actually all about nature play, and so that was the idea with that, was that, you know, children are just out in Australia's natural environment. Like you can see here, there's a magpie, there's all sorts of other creatures in this beautiful book written by Sian Turner. It reads absolutely beautifully for 3 to 5 year olds. I do rhyme time at our local library, and this is one of their absolute favourites. Another focus that we have looked at is endangered species. So we've got Emerald the Green Turtle, A Possum's Nest by Tony Hoff, Mama and Hug by Elisa Darlinson and Heather Charlton. So at the moment we have 22 titles, and they all have this little undercurrent, little story going through them of you know, the particular aspect that we're trying to target. And so what happens is the authors send in their manuscripts. I read and think, yeah, it's great for our list, and contact the author straight away, and I usually ask them, do they particularly have an illustrator that they know who would suit their manuscript, letting them know at the same time that I have a good bank of illustrators, and that I know somebody that I could already see somebody who I think could illustrate that book well. And so between the 2 of us, we work out an arrangement of who we think would be a good illustrator. I contact the illustrator, I send them the manuscript, find out if they're interested first, send them the manuscript, and then from there we start the negotiation process. So Wild Eyed Press has a contract that was originally drawn up with the help of the Australian Society of Authors. Since then we go to an intellectual lawyer. He has helped us all the way through. We have had authors' agents who we have to liaise through, and they have been very helpful with our contracts. Our contracts are constantly updating because authors and illustrators, the times just change, and new things, particularly new technologies. Right now it's animation, and yeah, new things need to be addressed all the time. So once we've got the manuscripts and the illustrators teamed up, then we go to the stage where illustrators send in their character drawings. After the character drawings, and we make some selections, then we go to storyboarding. After storyboarding, we go to actually the colour masters, and we just work through our timeline until we get to the point where I can put together some little mock-ups. So these are mock-ups of books that are actually coming out in the next week or so. These fantastic illustrations in this one are done by, oh, that page is upside down, are done by Marion Duke. And the text is Carolyn Alfonsetti. So all the way through, I like to send our texts back to the illustrator and say, okay, look at the illustrations. Do you want to rework any of your pages? Quite often they do, because they see the illustrations and they think, yeah, let's work this a little bit differently, because now the picture has told the tale and the words don't need to say that. And so we get to the point where we've got a mock-up done, and then it's the proofreading, and this is a nightmare. Proofreading goes to me, it goes to our copy editor, she's the grammar queen, Angela, and Ange goes through it very, very carefully. And we also send it just to some other in-house author illustrators that we know who are very happy to proofread for us. And between us all, we just pick up little mistakes that we had overlooked because we have seen this manuscript and this little book so many times. So it usually gets right down to the very last minute where we are just finding little things that we want to change. Okay, and then that's the easy part. That's the production of the book. The hard part is we need to get it out. We need to get it out all over Australia, and so that children all over Australia can enjoy the book. And we have managed to do that over the years. We supply to all education facilities, so they are early childhood facilities as well as schools, also some tertiary institutions who use our books for their students. And then we also go to trade fairs, where we make contact with retailers, and yeah, we managed to get the books out all over Australia, which is fantastic. One thing I didn't mention in there is that we do have a fantastic group of designers. So we've got a couple of graphic designers, and it depends on the book which one I send to, which one I think. For example, Marion is an illustrator, but she's actually a graphic designer as well. And you can see she's got quite a contemporary, I'll just find a really good page. She's got a really good contemporary handle on visual imagery. And so for some books, it's definitely Marion's. And then we've got another girl, Lauren, and we've got a designer, Simon. And Simon does the overall book design and style and placement of everything, and the information that needs to go on there for sale and for libraries, and just the ISBN numbers, everything. Yeah, and then from there, it's actually a matter of just getting that out to the shops, maintaining the contact and keeping the book kind of in circulation for as long as we can, so young readers can enjoy it. And yeah, that's basically us, Wild Eyed Press. We have a shop frontage, it's called the Wild Eyed Shop in Nannup, and yeah, we're looking forward to these books. So I've got 2 more of these. This is our 2020 list. And I'm really looking forward to our 2021 list, because those authors have, we've now got illustrators on board, and we're all set and ready to go with that.